This is for you if you feel like you are never enough. I want you to know that whatever you're feeling right now, you are seen and that you are heard. And it's okay to feel these emotions. I'd love for you to take this moment to not judge yourself for what you're feeling. Because how oftentimes do we feel something and we believe this is wrong and we shouldn't be feeling this? We are suppressing that very thing that we're meant to feel in the first place. And while we're suppressing it, we're making things worse because we're not allowing ourselves to actually let this thing come to the surface, because only if it's there on the surface we can actually heal the very thing that we're feeling. And so the first step that I'd love for you to take as you are feeling that you're not enough is not make it wrong at this very moment, but just allow yourself for these emotions to come up and allow yourself to also explore what it is really that you're feeling and the emotions that are associated with the not feeling enough, because these emotions are messages. And these messages are so much deeper than we might even think. Because the truth is, emotions communicate with us. And oftentimes we have emotional memories stored in our body. So if we do feel a certain emotion, it can give us insight into when we were feeling this before, maybe many years ago. And then with that, we can actually go ahead and heal the very root of why we're not feeling enough. Why you might be not feeling enough right now, you might know why, or you might feel like this has just generally been a feeling that you've been experiencing. And if that is the case, what we want to do is we want to ask ourselves, well, when was this the first time that I felt that? When was the first time I felt that I'm not enough? Do I remember a specific scenario, maybe from my childhood, or something that happened that made me feel this way? With this information, we can then go back in time. This is also called inner child work, and we can heal the very wound of that very thing that happened. The most important thing when we do this type of healing work is to also recognize that whatever happened in the past has not defined you. It does not define the person that you are today and how valuable you are today. Because back then, whatever happened has created stories in your mind about the person that you think you are. And you have taken these stories into your present moment, into the person that you are today. These stories are part of you now. So whenever you go through life, it's like there's a filter. These are the stories that filter that literally don't allow you to see life as it is, but you see life as you are and as the stories that you have told yourself. So when we know that, we also know that we can rewrite those stories ourselves. Because back then, this certain situation or many situations that have made us believe something about ourselves, we can learn to let that go and learn to redefine ourselves, to change those stories, to change that filter on how we see the world. So if that feeling of not enough lingers, I want you to ask yourself, now, since I've been feeling this feeling of not enough, how has this been showing up in my life? That feeling of not feeling good enough, how has this been showing up in my life? This is a question you can ask yourself to reflect on, and not to judge yourself, but more of, because I have believed this about myself, which opportunities have I not taken? What have I not done? Nothing has ever been lost. It's you are on your own path, on your own journey to rediscover that now it is the time to heal that very thing. So even if not feeling good enough in the past has made you believe something about you or has not made you take the opportunities that you wanted to, right now at this very moment you're watching this video because right now is the moment you get to heal that very thing, which is also an empowering thought. Because think about this, if you today change that belief, that story that you are not enough, and if you change that today, ask yourself, well, how would I show up knowing that I am enough and that that story that was created in the past is no longer true, doesn't define me anymore. Oftentimes that feeling of not enough can stem from a situation that we've been in where other people were involved. And many times we can take on that feeling of not enough, not because of ourselves, but because of how someone else made us feel. In order for us to heal that, we got to also understand that the people that make you feel this way are people who also make themselves feel this way. People who truly love themselves and who feel full and enough do not see flaws in other people. They actually see only what is positive about them and what they can bring out in them. But someone who has made you feel like you are not enough themselves struggles with feeling enough. And so this is where you can come in and break that pattern. Because if you are not aware of that, it's very easy to continue that pattern again without realizing. So it's your opportunity to be able to now interrupt that pattern and tell yourself that they didn't know better. And they probably hurt themselves as much as they hurt me back then. And so when we realize that, it's just us being able to break that pattern. And when we heal ourselves, we heal other people too, because we no longer do that very thing that other people did to us. So ultimately, when we realize that when we're telling ourselves that we are not enough, it's actually a collective consciousness that we feel as human beings. Because so many of us have these thoughts, feel these feelings. The biggest names out there who've done big, incredible things still struggle with that. They just don't tell us that. But by us healing, forgiving, and breaking that pattern, we also heal not only ourselves, but the world, but the collective consciousness. The more that we heal ourselves, the more we heal others. I really, really hope that you take this message and you feel it in your heart, and maybe you re-listen to this again, because I want you to start asking, why do I need to start feeling enough today? I truly believe that you are here because you are meant for something bigger. And that bigger, it doesn't have to be physically bigger or what other people describe as big, but it might be that you are a mother and you have children that look up to you, that see you, that feel you, that can see every move of you and notice the subtle things that you're saying to yourself or you're thinking about yourself. So that bigger thing that you're here to do is for you to actually start feeling like you are enough. Start loving yourself as the person, the fullness of who you truly are. Because when we connected with that bigger purpose of what we're here to do, we start taking that seriously too. And that's what I'd love for you to do, is start taking this very seriously, because you deserve to feel enough. You deserve to feel the fullness of life and to see how important and incredible you are, and to not let anything outside of you change your mind, because you are enough as you are today. I really hope this was helpful for you. If it was, please let me know down below. Subscribe to the channel. Sending you so much love, and until the next time, bye-bye.